10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Blonde Blitz, episode 12. I am your co-host, Deb and with me, as always, the Barbie of the Jersey Shore. She's hoping it's summertime. It's not, but
I so bad want it to be summer, Deb. I know you're in beautiful, sunny LA, and I know you are bi-coastal, but just so you know, it's like 25 degrees here today.
I would die. Yeah. It's to be honest, it was a little chilly here today. I'm not going to lie. It was probably 60.
Oh, okay, Deb. Yeah, no. I will take 60. I will take 60. I walked out to my car this morning and I was like, oh no, like I just want to go back in the house and go back to bed. And it's just, I'd rather be hot than cold.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I will choose hot over cold any day. Absolutely. Yeah.
Like a nice
I'm already looking for places to go. I'm already looking for places to go. I'll be home in 2 or 3 weeks for Christmas in New Jersey. So I'm already looking to go to hot places for New Year's Eve because I'm not going to last that long.
Like, you get home and you're like, I'm going to Mexico. See ya.
Bye.
Hi, everyone.
So, we took a break for Thanksgiving. We are back. Nikki, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. I host, so it was a little crazy. Yeah. So I was grateful that we took a little bit of a break. It was a little hectic for me. I know you were sick. Danny was sick. Yeah. So you know what? The break came at a good time. And there were some great games. I'm excited to do the show this week. Like as much as I love a break, I also miss talking football when we take a break.
Absolutely. I missed it too. And 2 huge wins in week 11 for both of our teams.
Yes.
Which was very exciting. Your thoughts on the Giants victory? I mean, you guys are 1-2 in a row.
2 in a row. Tommy DeVito. I mean, I got a lot of thoughts on this.
I mean, is he it? Go ahead.
No. I don't think he's I don't think he's it. But hey, if he wants to keep rattling off wins, then by all means, go ahead. I think my thing is like, lately in Giants Nation, Deb, you're not allowed to have fun. There's no laughing. There's no smiling. You're not allowed to be happy for a win. Tommy DeVito's living his best life. People are mad at that. So
he's living with the parents, playing NFL football, winning for the Giants. I mean, does it get better than that?
No, it doesn't. Because guess what? His mom does his laundry. She's cleaning his room, making his bed, making dinner. Is it really that bad, guys? Is it really that bad?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's my dream. To have someone do all that stuff for me and get a paycheck, please.
Yes. So I was happy for the win, despite much to everyone's dismay. I don't understand this. You tell me if the Eagles aren't having this problem, but like if they were in this situation where the franchise could get a higher draft pick, but they went ahead and they won games. And I'm sorry, but like I'm happy that the team won, and then the fan base isn't having it, and so they proceed to call you all these crazy names and come after you. And I mean, I don't get that. Deb, do you ever root for a loss? Like,
no, I don't. And actually, it's funny because I wanted to ask you that question as well. Like, do you, are you excited that you're in the playoff? Like, you guys are in the playoff hunt now, or should you drop the season for a better draft pick? I don't think you ever drop a season for any reason.
No, I can't root for the loss. And, I had said this on we have a Giants show on Fantasy Sports Corp channel on Monday nights. Danny and I co-host. And I said, Christmas Day, we've got Giants Eagles, which is a huge game. And I don't know why the NFL hates us. I don't know why they did that to us. But in the crazy Christmas miracle off chance, the Giants are somehow beating the Eagles, you cannot tell me that you'd sit there and root for a loss. I don't think so.
No, and I never will ever root for an Eagles loss, if draft pick or not. Like that's just not the way it is. And I it was a couple years ago. It was the Eagles Commanders. It was a playoff contention, and the Eagles, basically lost the game on purpose, everyone was saying. Like, I don't know if that actually is real or not, but I just remember with my mouth dropped open, it was COVID. And I'm like, oh my God, they're purposely losing this game. So, to get a better draft pick. And I just don't agree with that. And even some of the players, like Jason Kelsey's face on the sidelines was like, is this really happening right now? Like, I just don't think you ever do it.
No, and I think the thing is what people don't get, Deb, is that these coaches and these players, they do not go on the field with the intent to lose.
Ever.
And if you've never been around a team or you've never been, reporting on a team, like you don't understand that the mentality is like, these guys are coming to win, and it's their livelihoods. And for the record, no coach goes out there with the intent to want to lose their job, right? Yeah. I mean, that's just not, it's not a thing. So I don't know why people are like, oh, the players are in on the tank. No, they're not.
No, they're not. From the players that I've interviewed, that you've interviewed, they're absolutely not. They play football. They play hard. Every time they step on that field, they are playing to win. And nothing anybody can say would ever change my mind on that.
Playing to win. And you know what, Deb, they might be playing for their next season. They might not be on the team next season, and somebody else. I feel like every game's an audition, right? Yeah.
Some of them are playing for the next game just to get, even on the practice squad sometimes. I mean, these guys are warriors out there. That's all they live and breathe football. So well, speaking of breathing, you get to breathe this week. You guys have a bye.
Yeah, I can just watch like a normal person, other than like fantasy implications. But yeah, I can just watch like a normal person. That would be fun.
I, on the other hand, will not be breathing this week.
No, you will not.
The Eagles will be playing San Francisco, and it's going to be a tough one. I think this is going to be the hardest game, of this season for them. I'm not worried about Dallas. We're definitely worried about San Francisco, but we have a good record, 10-1, and we'll see. What happens next week, and we'll talk about the game later.
We will definitely get into that game. This is the part of the season I love. We come in here, we start in September, and it's like, you feel like September is like preseason 2.0, right? It's like not great football. Everybody's like getting their footing, but you start hitting Thanksgiving and after Thanksgiving, and this is when like some of the really good football happens, and sometimes the shocking games happen, right? Like what I see today, I think Aaron Rodgers is getting ready to practice, right?
So excited to actually see him on the field throwing. I mean, just a couple months after, that Achilles tear that brought him out for this, we thought, the season. What was it? It was 72 seconds or something like that within the first 2 or 3
79 seconds, something like that. Yeah, 72.
It was wild, and he's back. He's throwing. He's in that 21, practice day window to possibly coming back. But as far as the Jets in the playoff, do you think he'll be like? Do you think the Jets are going to get in the playoffs in order for him to play this season, or do you think he's back for next season?
Yeah, I think it's a next season thing. I think it's unfortunate because the Jets have a damn good defense. They have a really good defense. The offense just can't get it together. Just doesn't seem to function with Zach Wilson back there. But Deb,
Zach was benched, so
yeah,
he's done. He's done.
I don't know, like why. I understand Aaron Rodgers, competitor. He wants to play. I get it. We just talked about how athletes go on the field to want to win. However, what do you think? I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Do you?
I don't either. No, I don't think so either. I think their season's done, and
so why come back?
I agree. Yeah, but he again, like you just said about these guys are warriors, and he wants to play, and he I want his doctor in LA. I want to know who it is because I want to go to him for everything. I'm here. I have ailments. I need to see his doctor.
Deb's coming for you. You better watch out because if she fires you, you better watch out.
But honestly, like he could actually be. Aaron Rodgers might be the my Ken of the week for next week for coming back this week. But,
maybe. Ooh, depends on. Let's see how the doctor visit goes. Right. We'll see
right. So Nikki, who was your Ken of the week for week 11?
So I'm going to go with Jordan Love, who doesn't get any love. So I figured I'd give him a little bit of love. He's like in the best stretch of his career right now. Like, he had like hell of a week there, 268 yards, 3 touchdowns. So, hey, why not? Little love for Jordan Love, who I feel like gets overlooked.
And I agree with you. I feel like he's looking like a franchise quarterback now. He was in the beginning of the season, he was looking great. I was like, okay, this is what it looks like when you're under Aaron Rodgers for 3 years. And then he just kind of lost it. And now he's getting it back. We're seeing, we're seeing some great plays from him. And I agree with you. I was giving love to him a little bit later, but I'm giving love to Jake Elliott.
Okay.
I mean, Eagles, the 59-yard field goal in the rain to get the Eagles into overtime, which, they eventually won the game. I mean, he killed it. He's been killing it all season. I mean, he very rarely misses. He's got one of the most accurate legs in the NFL. To be honest, I ordered a jersey. It's coming in the mail. So.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I've always been.
What jersey are you wearing tonight? I can't see.
I'm wearing Brandon Graham's jersey. Can we see number 55?
All right.
Also,
now we can see it.
Also, a Ken of the week for me, Brandon. He's set a franchise record for regular season games played in an Eagles jersey. 189 games he's played with the Eagles. He's a legend in Philly. His past David Akers. Obviously, I'm a fan. I'm also, funny enough, I'm actually friends with his family. His dad, Derek, as you guys are seeing. I met Derek after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and we were drinking Dom together. I think I mentioned that last week.
We
kept
did.
in touch. And there's a picture of me with Brandon's family. I was in their suite that game, and it was super special to me. So congratulations to Brandon Graham on playing with the Eagles for 14 seasons, 189 games. He is so loved in Philly. So we're all gonna cry too when he leaves. So.
That's sweet. That's nice.
Love them. They're just he is fantastic. I love his wife. The kids are super adorable. I mean, he's just so loved in Philadelphia. So I had to give him a shout out.
Oh, I didn't know Philly actually loved people. Who knew?
It's very rare. But for Brandon Graham, boom. You'll see, boom. And when the Eagles are winning in general, boom.
Well, Deb, did you see, before we move on to Ben and Snap, did you see that the players voted the most obnoxious fan base, Cowboys and Eagles? I mean, I wasn't really shocked. I mean, least shocking thing I ever saw in my life.
I wasn't shocked either, to be honest. I mean, we all knew this one was coming.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm an Eagles fan, so, and I've seen some stuff go down. Let's be honest.
So you Ben?
But funny enough, my friend, my cousin dates a Bills fan, and she told him to make good decisions while he was at the game, and I was like, "There's no good decisions in Philly, like."
No, there's no good decisions in Philly. But yes, I believe the words they used were loud, rude, and obnoxious.
That's about accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That tracks for everybody. Yeah. No, I think so.
Opposite of that, our bend and snap of the week. Nikki, what do you got?
And snap.
So bend and snap for me. How about Josh Jacobs and his 63-yard touchdown return? They didn't win the game, but he had said, "Give me the ball," and there you go, got the ball. I just think it's fun to talk about some of these good plays that we don't necessarily. I feel like it gets overlooked because they don't win, so it's like whatever. But I mean, good for him because he made this big deal about how he wants to get the ball more, and hey, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. And my similar, Deron Bland, quarterback for Dallas, his 63-yard interception return for a touchdown, his fifth pick six of the season, set an NFL record. Oh, Sam Howell. Oh, Ron Rivera. I mean, the Dallas beat the Commanders 45-10. 10. So, yeah, that was definitely my bend and snap of the week.
All right. Shall we go to Brassy Blonde?
Yes. And by the way, I have to tell you, I love your hair color.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I got it done last week, right before Thanksgiving. And Deb, you know, you're blonde. So when you find your girl that does good blonde hair, you just trust her. And she's like, I'm trying new product on you. And so I just sit there and she does whatever she's supposed to do.
Yeah, it looks great. I love it. So
thank you.
Looks
Thank
great
you.
for the holidays.
Like I said, channeling summer because I want to be in LA and a nice. Well, I'm sorry, Deb. What did you say? It was 60 and it was a little chilly.
Yeah, it was a little chilly here today.
Okay, all right. That's a Brassy Blonde play of the week. I don't want to hear that.
Absolutely. I'm like, I hate myself right now. So.
Well, why don't you give yours first? Because my Brassy Blonde will lead into our guest tonight.
There we go. So my Brassy Blonde moment, Josh Dobbs and the Vikings losing to Chicago 12-10. And by the way, I think Josh Dobbs was our Ken a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So this is fun, right?
Wow.
How do you throw 4 interceptions against the Bears?
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. And then he missed Jordan Addison, who, by the way, I actually really like, and I had picked him to go to the Chargers. I wanted him, but he missed that, down the sideline. Addison caught it, but he caught it out of bounds, so it should have been a touchdown. But yeah, I mean, and to be honest, why this pisses me off a lot is because I was in the running to win $500.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
I picked every single game correctly except for Green Bay. And and because they lost this game, I lost it. So,
Extra brassy this week.
Extra brassy this week.
Yeah, a lot of toner this week.
Lots and lots of toner. Yes.
Well, I'm sure you could have guessed, but my Brassy Blonde is really just the entire Patriots team. Yeah. I mean, that is just some really horrible football, and I will let our designated Patriots podcaster come on in. David, I know you're back there waiting. Look at this. He's
got the background and everything,
and the blonde wig.
Yes,
this is what I'm talking about. If you're coming on the Blonde Blitz, you're wearing a blonde wig.
Yes.
Mama Joyce raised you right. That's right.
Yeah, Nikki's always been Nikki's been busting my chops since you ladies started this. Deb, nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Nikki's been busting my chops about this, telling me if I wanted to come on the Blonde Blitz, I had to be a blonde. So I accepted her challenge and got this wig off Amazon this week. So I figured we could have a little fun with it.
Good job.
Absolutely have fun with it. Unlike our producer who has to fill in for us when we're traveling, and he doesn't have a blonde wig.
I bought one for him, and he won't wear it.
He needs to get on
it. Okay. All right, then.
There. Anyway, Dave, it's good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We were trying to get you on the Monday show because obviously that made a little bit more sense, but work is work, and we all understand that. So we appreciate you coming on with your blonde wig. And I'm kind of glad you're on this week because, and we'll get into it a little bit, but I want to have like a real conversation about Bill Belichick, right? Because something that annoys me about your fan base is the fact that they talk about this guy as if you guys achieved nothing ever in the history of the NFL. And so you've had
we only have 6 of these bad boys, but he didn't achieve anything, and he's got the most Super Bowl
rings. Well, does it bother you that 3 of those are just because of our two?
We don't got to talk about this. We don't got to talk about that. Like, we're friends. I'm trying to keep it that way. And Deb, I just met you, so no, I'm only kidding. I'm just playing.
But yeah, no, lay it on us because I just find it so crazy. You guys are you had 2 bad seasons. But you've had a ton of success. I just don't understand. And maybe it is time for Bill Belichick to move on. And I think so. And Deb and I have talked about this. And maybe it's time for a different voice over there. But I hear your fans. And I'm like, this is crazy. You guys are acting like he has done nothing for you.
Yeah, it's insane. And it's annoying. I mean, people forget I grew up, when I started watching football, Bill Parcells was the coach. Brought us to the Super Bowl. We lost to Green Bay. Then it was Pete Carroll. and then they poached Bill Belichick from the New York Jets. And honestly, he's done a phenomenal job. He always had the label of not being able to get it done, especially when he was in Cleveland for those, I think, year and a half, 2 years, whatever it was. But the man's got the most Super Bowl rings out of any active coach in the NFL. He's in the top 10 of all-time wins. Like, this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. And the very fact that he took a nobody and Tom Brady, granted, our previous Lord and Savior, Drew Bledsoe, had to get injured for us to find out who Tom Brady really was. He took a 6th-round draft pick, the 199th overall, and turned him into a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yeah, I mean, what upsets me with our fan base is like, yeah, we won 6 Super Bowls. All of a sudden, we became like the New York Yankees, my baseball team, where we just expected to just win year in, year out, and then we run to the Giants twice, almost damn near run into the Seahawks and the Falcons in Super Bowl losses, but somehow pulled that off. And then it's just frustrating. Like,
and he ran into the Eagles.
And then the Eagles, sure. Right. But what really annoys me is like the whole fan base after our Lord and Savior left for Tampa, or should I say kicked to the curb like someone's ex-girlfriend, and treated like trash, in my opinion. Tom Brady should have finished his career in New England. But that being said, it's aggravating. It's absolutely aggravating. Fans were like, oh, I can't believe we suck. Bro, we've had the same quarterback for 22 years that brought us, just championship after championship, and you can't figure out why we suck. You go and get Cam Newton, which I was kind of hopeful that he might go back to his old self. Well, that didn't happen.
I was too. I was bummed that didn't happen. I like Cam.
And then you go and get Mac Jones, who, Nikki, you and I have talked about this. I honestly think the kid was an overhyped college quarterback. He was Tua's backup, for crying out loud. Yeah, he won a national title, but look at how many quarterbacks are great in college that don't translate to the NFL. Johnny Manziel, Matt Leinart, Brady Quinn, Jamarcus Russell. I mean, I could go on and on. But to say Bill Belichick,
that's a fantastic point, though, and I'm glad you brought that up because Deb and I literally just had this conversation. You probably heard it about this Giants fan base and like let's get in on the tanking, and then all these college quarterbacks are going to be like our Lord and Savior, and they're gonna revive us from the dead. You just rattled off 5-6 quarterbacks that just done nothing. Like not every draft pick works out, and I think people need to understand that.
And it's the same thing in baseball. Like it was the same thing with the Yankees this year when we finished 82-80 in a 160-game season. People were actually upset that we were winning games. It's like we don't have anything to cheer for. The season's over. Like just let us enjoy sweeping the Astros in Houston finally, which has been our Achilles heel since 2017. Just enjoy it and shut the hell up. If not, go root for the Mets. With the Patriots, go be a Bills fan. Go jump on the Miami bandwagon if that's what you want to do. But
see that brings up that point. I mean, now like I have several friends that are Patriots fans, and I mean, some of them are rooting to flop the season to get the better draft pick. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, well, let me put it this way: I love my team, but I'm a realist. Like, I knew this was going to be painful after Brady left. Like, I just knew that this was going to suck, and I embraced it. Okay, it's going to be a rough couple of years. Do I watch every game right now? No. It's painful. Like Nikki and I were texting on Sunday. Like this is like we were talking about how an awesome punting competition it was.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
First half of the game, and then finally someone scored.
Get a punt, and you get a punt. You all
like it was ridiculous. But it's like I don't mind tanking right now. You're 2-9. What are you gonna do? The season was over in week 6.
Right.
Bench Jones because his confidence is just absolutely shot to hell, and just let Zappy play the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean they benched him. So
I mean he was literally sitting on the sideline like this.
Yeah.
Like what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
Right. You're just gonna make the situation worse, in my opinion. But I mean,
so Mac, fair to say, Mac Jones. I mean, Deb, what are your thoughts on Mac Jones? I mean, I'm kind of with David. Like this is like overhyped college QB. Like he's obviously not their quarterback.
Yeah, I was hopeful when they drafted him, but no, he's obviously not their franchise quarterback, and I think Zappy, should finish the season absolutely. I mean, I just think, and it's funny because all my friends, like I said, are definitely cheering to for them not to win, which I have never seen in the history of me watching football, which has been forever. My Patriots fans are like, no, we want to lose. We want to lose.
So crazy.
Right. One more question, Dave, that I have. Is this what happens when the head coach is also the general manager as well? Because Belichick makes all of the football decisions, basically. Is that the issue here, or what do you think?
I mean, it's not working out so well in Dallas, with their owner being the owner, the senior vice president of football ops, the GM, and apparently the head coach sometimes going and picking kickers out of the stands or whatever the hell he was doing last year or the year before, or trying to do, or making a joke out of it on Twitter or whatever. But, I mean, do I want to see Bill go? But no, not really. But do I think he's past his prime? Yeah, probably. And I was actually talking to some friends at work about this. Like, the Patriots didn't have to change any of their offensive scheme for 22 seasons.
Right.
For 22 years, they had the same guy under center and didn't have to change a damn thing because Tom Brady did what Tom Brady did. Go out there and play awesome football. Now they're stuck in this situation where they are unwilling to change their offensive scheme to fit their player, and they're telling, basically, I feel like they're telling Mac Jones, all right, this worked for Brady, so now this must work for you. Go out and do it. Like, no, that doesn't
work that way.
It doesn't work that way at all.
No.
So that's like the Yankees telling Anthony Volpe, okay, well, you're replacing Derek Jeter, so we expect you to play like Derek Jeter.
Yeah, so be Derek Jeter. Yeah, no, that doesn't work that way. I just want to shout out. We got Hammer in the house, and Rio is in here.
Mom's in there somewhere.
Everybody is in here. You know what? It's your blonde wig. It's because nobody comes on this show with a blonde wig. That's why.
My mom told me not to wear it, by the way. She said it looked ridiculous. I said, I don't care. I'm going to have some fun with this.
How's it blonde?
I have no shame. None.
It's a little brassy, but, hey, slow it. I mean, being a good sport. Do you guys think it's time for Bill Belichick to move on? I feel like he's done so much in this league. Like, that'll be a sad day. Like, I mean, really. And we can get into the whole, was it Brady? Was it Belichick? Listen, I think it was a perfect storm. I think they brought the best out in each other. And then the day he leaves is going to be a sad day. But I think it might be time.
Mm-hmm.
When he retires, there better be a shrine built in that man's honor that everybody has to go and pray to and light candles and do whatever kind of voodoo you need to do to win football games. But yeah, it will be a sad day. But I do think the sports are changing. You're not going to have, even in baseball, like old school style coaches managers that played back, in Scott Sanders' day, back in the early 90s. They're not doing so well in this new era of sports with analytics and all the data that's out there and all the science behind it. It is time for new blood. And there's actually rumors out there that Mike Vrabel from the Tennessee Titans might be the guy to replace Bill Belichick. And that Bill Belichick might actually be going to the Washington Commanders. So those are the two rumors that are out there right now about.
Oh, Deb, did you hear that? I didn't hear that.
I did hear that. First of all, those are huge, shoes to fill. Being Belichick, and then also Ron Rivera, who's one of my favorite coaches. I'm super bummed that he's not performing, this season, or that the team is, it's just not clicking. So that would be interesting if he went to the Commanders. That's the first time I've heard of that.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter or Facebook or something. I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. This is probably a hoax.
So you think he goes to another team, Bill Belichick? You don't think he just, okay, it's been real. I've done this a really long time. Bow out. Bill
Belichick is an old fossil, not an old fossil, but he's definitely old, long in the tooth, and he's married to the game.
Yeah,
he's not. I don't think he's married, or I think he just broke up with his girlfriend, actually, unfortunately. But he's married to the game. His life is football, and I think without football, the man would just keel over. Like, honestly, it's gonna suck. But I mean, you got to do something. You can't just keep going out there and losing football games.
No.
Well, depends who you ask. I mean, they're obviously going to address the quarterback position next, in the draft, right?
Yeah, I hope so. But in New England, this will not last long in New England because we have established a legacy of winning. And not only winning, but they made it to the playoffs for 19 straight seasons.
Right.
And I don't see this trend continuing because people are going to get pissed off. So I don't see it lasting very long.
Julius has a point. If he had a decent offense, he would have done better.
If he has some guys to throw it to, yeah, sure.
He doesn't have the weapons around him, but I think it's time to call it.
Yeah.
And another point I want to make too, the Patriots need to stop being cheap with player personnel. And what I mean by that is you see all these other teams around the league, and they're going out there and they're getting the best free agent that their team can afford. So like I have this analogy to my friends. It's like the rest of the league is shopping at Gucci, Versace, and Louis Vuitton, and we're shopping at the bargain bin in Dollar General. Like, can we like go spend some money on some decent guys instead of picking up people like Ezekiel Elliott for $15 million and Smith Schuster for 3 years for $35 million?
The
Like,
Patriots do
what are we
that.
doing?
They just get these guys that are like damn near like done, finished, and they get them super cheap and try to turn them into something. I mean, honestly, I'm not just saying it because I co-host with Deb, but like I said this on Twitter the other day. Hats off to the Eagles and their capologists. You want to talk about a team?
Howie Roseman.
You guys have had down years, and I remember it. And then all of a sudden, look what happens when you get some really good talent. They've got great draft capital. They make fantastic trades. I mean, Deb, I mean, you can speak to it. Like,
Absolutely.
Look at how much the team turned around.
Because a couple of years ago, one of my friends in Atlanta, Mike Desco, he was like, everyone was like, Howie needs to be fired. And Mike was like, no, he has a plan. I can see it. Like, the draft capital is there. He's making like he was right. And now Howie's a god in Philly because he has made some amazing, selections, and we have a great balanced team at the moment. So in the last 2 years, I mean, in Super Bowl contention yet again for this year.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to hear about that. No.
Sorry. I'll just shut my mouth.
No, you're good. See, but you're like a realistic fan. When they have a bad game, you say it. You're not, I guess this is for every fan base. I see Eagles fans too, and they're like, oh my God, we're not the team from last year. You guys have 10 wins, okay?
I said that too. I mean, I said it a couple of weeks ago, and you called me out on it, and you were right. And I mean, 10-1 now. We're going for it. So
you got to be happy.
And I think with like New England fans, like they forget like a lot of this fan base. I feel like has only been watching football since 2000, 2001. People don't realize that prior to 2001, it took them 40 years to win their first Super Bowl.
Right.
They went twice and lost. And Super Bowl 31 they lose by much, but I wasn't around for Super Bowl in '85, but they got murdered, absolutely destroyed. But people need to remember it wasn't always, blue skies and puffy clouds and rainbows and Patriots land. Like, it was pretty brutal for a long time.
I think the moral of this segment is that fans, some of you guys really suck. Okay. Like, get it together and stop calling people names and attacking people and be a little more realistic. Yeah. I mean, I can't believe like some of the things that are said to me just because I was happy that we beat the Patriots. It is really insane.
I wouldn't even give them the time of day. Be like, keep strong. Bye.
I mean, I just can't
Bye,
believe
Felicia.
it. Bye, Felicia. Give me your mom's phone number. That's what I want to do. I want to reach out to all their moms and be like, your son.
I was like, wait, you want my mom's phone number? I'm like,
I do want to
get off the phone.
I want to talk to her.
We'll keep you
I
talking
want
for
to
2 or 3 hours.
Yes, I do. No, I want to call all their moms and be like, do you see what your son calls women? That's what I want to do.
Yeah, it's just insane.
That's
all right,
what I
Dave,
want to do.
Where can our fans find you on social media?
So you guys can find my personal Twitter is at Gilly1086. Same thing on Instagram. But our show, Bronx Muchachos, airs every Thursday night at 9:00 on YouTube. Danny's got the graphic up. People can scan that code in the corner there. It'll bring them to our website, bronxmuchachos.com, where we have our SeatGeek promo code, our link tree, our merch store. All of our good articles are up there. I've written 2 articles for our website. We've been in the podcast game for 2 years now, officially as of November 27th. We've been doing this for 2 years. 23 countries around the world and counting. Over 500 subscribers on YouTube. So it's been a great run. We enjoy what we do. We're really passionate about baseball. And this Thursday night, tomorrow, 9:00, we're having our good friend that we met through Nikki, Scott Sanders.
All
He used to
right.
pitch for the Padres.
Nice.
Cubs, Tigers, and Mariners, but we're having a legacy episode. His son Cameron pitches at AAA Iowa for the Cubs, so both of them are joining us tomorrow night, 9:00 on YouTube. So definitely check that out and follow us on social media, and hopefully, all of New York, New Jersey follows Bronx Muchachos. So
yeah, guys, go follow them. They have great merch.
And it all started with a DM.
It started with a DM. To tell you guys a story real quickly, I had no idea who they were. David reached out to me with a DM. Hey, we're kind of new to the podcasting game. Can you help? Can you retweet it? Show the show some love. I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? Right? I get it. And so, went and promoted their stuff. They sent me some merch, to wear, and we've just become really good friends and support each other. Good days, bad days. I've certainly called you and leaned on you, David, when I've had some really bad days, and I appreciate our friendship and support. Yeah. And it all started with a DM.
Did facts.
And now your mom loves me, as she should.
She loves everybody, though. She loves everybody that shows me love. So
Well, we love you, and we appreciate all the support that you give us. I know you are a champion for the Blonde Blitz, and we appreciate that so much. You guys have to support your friends. Okay,
I'm just a champion for women in sports in general. I think it's absolutely ridiculous with the sexism that's in sports these days, and people just need to get over it. I'm all about seeing female coaches in the NFL, NBA, and MLB. It's like, if you can hack it, then you should be given the opportunity, and it's not just a man's game anymore, quote unquote man's game. I know I'm going to catch a lot of crap for this, but I really don't care. But yeah, it needs to change. It needs to change. So I love what you ladies are doing. Love the product you guys put out there, even though our fan affiliations might differ, but whatever.
It's all good. We're Switzerland.
We can all get along. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you showing up in your brassy blonde, fabulous wig.
Just for
Have
you,
a good
Nick.
show with Scott and Cam.
Will do, ladies. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Good night. All right, Nikki, you ready to do some game picks?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. So first coming up, we usually have a little video there.
Yeah, we usually have a video. I don't know what's going on today.
Here's the video. All right. First coming up, we've got the Seahawks, who are 6-5 against the Cowboys, who are 8-3. Thursday Night Football. Nick, who you got?
Well, I just want to pat myself on the back real quick because I did predict that Geno Smith and the Seahawks would take a step back. And in fact, they did.
I have that in my notes, actually.
It's true. We got to pat ourselves on the back when we get it right. Because I think Deb's going to be right about some of these coaching hot seats that she called all the way back in August.
I hired a bunch of coaches, and now it's all coming to fruition.
It's all coming to fruition. And say what you want. Listen, it pains me to say this. I don't want to say it as a Giants fan, but Dak is having an MVP season. So, I mean, we just got to give credit where credit's due. I gave credit to the Eagles last week. I got killed for that. I'm sure I'll get killed for giving Dak some credit. But listen, we got to be objective. We are an around the league show, so we need to be objective as well. The Cowboys just feast on these teams that are struggling. I think we're in for a massacre. I think it's 34-14, something like that. If that, I don't know if they're getting 14 points or scoring 14 points.
We are so similar. It's scary on this one. I think the Seahawks were wounded in last week's 31-13 loss to San Francisco. Geno Smith should not have played with that tricep injury. He went 18 for 27, 180 yards, which isn't horrible. He had an interception. Right. Also, Kenneth Walker didn't play. He had an injury. He's not looking good for Dallas either. Nope. The Cowboys are hot. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and they have not lost at home this season. Yeah, they obliviated the Commanders last week. I'll use a different word there. 45-10. I think they're pretty much going to obliviate the Seahawks as well. Maybe not quite as bad. I think the Seahawks are a little bit better than the Commanders, but not much. Obviously, Dallas has a 3rd-ranked defense. Bland, Parsons, need I say more? They're gonna hold Geno Smith and the offense. Yeah, for sure. So I'm going 37 Dallas, Seahawks 23. And by the way, Dallas is favored by 7 in this game.
Okay. Yeah, I take that all day. All right. So you think the Seahawks are going to score at least 20 points?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I think they will. Yeah, but I mean, I think we're pretty close with the Dallas score there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was
We're
going
only
to go a
off
little
by.
higher, but I was like, 45 is pushing it. So let's go 37.
Oh, what is up? My old co-host Damien is in the house.
Hey,
Is
Damien.
Dak the MVP over Hurts? Well, I'm going to let Deb take that one.
Woo! Dak the MVP over Hurts. Oh wow. I don't know. Dak is having a great season. He really is, but so is Hurts. That's going to be a tough. That's really hard. Dear
Deb's
Lord.
torn.
I mean, to watch Jalen run in that touchdown, I'm going Hurts just because I feel like I have to. But I mean, for the first time in a long time, I think Dak is looking really good too. So I'm going to be the wishy-washy Pisces that I am and say both. No, I mean, I'm going to go Hurts.
The wishy-washy Pisces.
Yep.
She always says that. Deb always says that. And I will just be the mean Virgo that I am. Damien, get out of here with this Cowboys-Eagles shit. I don't want to hear it, okay? No. Stick around for the show. It pains me, when you're like, we can't get past Dallas and Philly. And,
Right.
and I say this all the time, like, you're not going to get anywhere. Giants are not going to get anywhere if you cannot get this roster to a point where you've got to get through the Cowboys, you've got to get through the Eagles. I mean, and it's just painful at this point. Like, it is.
And Dak always seems to mess it up. Like, and we've had this conversation before. Like, and Jalen hasn't, doesn't for the most part. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's not enough. We haven't watched enough football yet, and we're not in the playoffs. And I feel like that's where Jalen shines, and Dak kind of just crumbles. So we'll see if that happens this year.
If he crumbles again in this postseason, I mean, then there's really serious problem.
Yeah, because it obviously it's happened for a while now. So if he crumbles again, but yeah.
Who's next on the slate?
We have got the Broncos, who are 6-5, and the Texans, who are also 6-5.
Deb, if we did our prediction show last week of August, if we went through the schedule and you told me this game in August, I would have been like,
what?
So not jazzed for it. Like, who cares, right? Like, I don't even care if I watch it. I'm actually jazzed for it now.
I am too.
I'm like a little excited for it because the Broncos, like, hi guys, they just won 5 in a row. They're in the playoff hunt.
Yep. Well,
why is he doing this too, right?
So are the Texans. I mean, I feel like both teams are stepping up. I mean, we got two stepping up in here. They're competing for a playoff spot. Like, it's nice to see Russell Wilson finally clicking after 2 seasons and winning. And obviously you and everyone out there knows how much I love CJ Stroud. So I love what he's doing for the Texans right now too. So it's going to be an interesting and a really close game, I feel like.
It is, and I will always give Deb props on this. I mean, like she told us at the Combine, CJ Stroud is the real deal. And I mean, so she's nailed it so far. She maintained that all year long. So listen to the Blonde Blitz because blondes know ball. I know some of you don't think we do, but we actually do. So I am excited for this game. I know we didn't get to my starts and sits, but that's okay because I have a segment on Friday coming out. But just as a little aside, if you've got Courtland Sutton or you've got your eye on him, I do like him in this game because the Broncos are going to have to score, to keep pace with the Texans. So I think he will get a lot of volume. I think Wilson's going to attack Houston with a short passing game. And I think, the Broncos, weak rushing defense. So I'm going to edge to Houston. I have it close. I have it 23-20. I think it's going to be, whoever whoever got the ball, that last field goal, that'll do it.
Right. Well, and again, we're very similar on this one. Denver has forced 16 turnovers in its 5-game winning streak, and the offense is protecting the ball. With Houston, their 3-game winning streak came to an end in a really close win to the Jaguars. Loss to the Jaguars last week. The Jags are good, so I feel like the Texans have a great downfield passing game.
You do.
And I mean, the Broncos secondary will definitely interfere with that, but this is anybody's game. The Texans are favored by 3. I'm going to go with that as well. And I honestly want to see the Texans win. Again, close game. Like you said, I'm going Houston 21, Texans 23. I'm sorry. No, wait, that's not correct. That is not correct.
Wait, what?
I said Houston and Texans. My notes are not correct here by any
What are
means.
you reading over there, Jen? What is going on?
Broncos 21, Texans 23.
All right, so we we are very, very close in our score. We both have Houston scoring 23 points.
And by the way, I do want to hear your starts and sits. We'll do that at the end after the picks are done.
Sure, yeah, we could do that. Yep.
We look forward to that segment.
But yes, we look forward to that and my creepy DMs.
Yeah, no, we have to talk about that. So next we've got the 49ers, who are 8-3, and the Eagles, who are 10-1. This NFC rematch from last season.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think this is a preview game, right? Yeah. No, we definitely have a preview game going here. I don't know. Credit to the Eagles. Last 3 weeks, they're pulling off these like comeback type where in the very Eagles fashion. Yes, if you've watched them long enough, that's what they do sometimes. You think they're going to lose, and then all of a sudden, here come the Eagles. Fourth quarter, I don't know what happens. They come like storming back. The thing is, though, that defense is struggling. Up front, you guys are great, but I mean, against opposing wide receivers, giving up a lot of points there. So
I think Fletcher Cox being out last game, he got hurt. I think that really hurt us in that particular game.
Well, I'm just like, I don't know. Can you cover Ayuk, Debo, Kittle? Then you got the speed of CMC. That's a lot for any team to take on. I'm just going to, I have it close. I have it 34-31, but I'm going to give it to San Fran. But it's in Philly, right? I mean,
it is in Philly. Yep.
It's a tough place to play, but I just think, I don't know. That's a lot for any defense. And I think maybe they've got maybe just one extra play that pulls it off.
Right. Okay. And that's fair. I mean, when I sat here doing my notes and I was like, oh, I don't know. I keep on going back and forth. But I'm scared shitless of this game. I have to be honest. And I don't curse on air. I'm cursing on air.
No, she does not.
I'm more scared of San Francisco than I am Dallas. I mean, San Fran's back. You know, they left. They're back. They've won 3 straight games. As you said, I feel like they're the most balanced team in the NFL right now.
They are.
I think they're actually a little bit more balanced than the Eagles. Like you said, the defense needs to step up a bit. Their pass rush could really generate some pressure on Hurts. And on the other side of the ball, the Eagles, let's be honest, they were dreadful the first half against the Bills. I mean, they are a second half team. They always have been.
Always have been.
This team is talented. They are passionate, and they are pulling out the stops to win. Also balanced for them. You know, also balanced. San Fran is favored by 2.5. So I said, and like you said, Eagles are at home.
Yes.
So I had said at the beginning of the season that nobody was going to beat San Fran.
You did say that.
Season. I'm changing my mind, and I can change my mind because I'm a woman.
Of course. She can change her mind because she's a Pisces, everybody. That's
right. The Eagles will beat San Francisco in week 13. I have a close game as well. Eagles 27, San Francisco 23.
Ooh, I'm excited for this game. I am
I just
super
got chills, to be honest. Like when you said that, I am excited too, and
stressed. Probably excited. That stress excited feeling. Yeah, you're already stressed, and it's only Wednesday night. Yeah.
This team will give me a heart attack, I think.
But here's the thing, and just so Eagles fans too, like if you lose to San Fran, it's like the only other good team in the NFC. Like you can't really. Yep. I wouldn't.
I'm going to have to see them again in the playoffs to get to Super Bowl. Right. So we'll see what happens. But I think I need to say some prayers. But
Sorry, I love you, but not the Eagles.
Yeah.
I am rooting for the 49ers.
Nope. And I do love the 49ers too. You know that, just not
know.
when they're playing the Eagles. But let's move on to the Chiefs, who are 5-6, and the Packers, who are 8-3. Sunday Night Football. What you got?
Never easy to play at Lambeau, right?
No.
Never. But especially at night. It's cold here right now, so I don't know what it is.
Really cold. I've interviewed several players that have played for the Packers, and that's the first thing they said. It was during Super Bowl, and they were like, "It's so nice to be in warmth in LA. I love it here."
I'm never leaving.
They all said it. I think I talked to 3 or 4 different players, and they all said it. So yeah, it's cold.
Yeah, no, it's cold. The Chiefs looks like that, passing game has found their rhythm again a little bit here. They kind of were a little off for a couple weeks, but I feel like they're back in rhythm now. Jordan Love, as I gave him some love in the beginning of the show, he's on a bit of a hot streak. Here's where I think the difference is. I think the Chiefs rushing attack is what puts them over the edge. I have it Kansas City 27, Green Bay 24.
Okay. We're super close yet again for all of these. So our Queen Barbie is going to be very interesting next week.
Yes.
So I as well am giving love to Jordan Love, and I'm excited to see him get his groove back. Again, like I said in the beginning, looking like a franchise quarterback. The Packers are coming off their best win of the season, beating the Lions. I mean, who would have thought? I actually, it was the only game that I missed on the pick'em. And they had a great first half. I think they have a shot at the playoffs, and that's why I love the NFL, because things turn so quickly.
You do.
I don't think it will be enough to beat Kansas City.
No.
The Chiefs are favored by 6.5. I agree with that. Let's face it, the Chiefs, they don't have many holes in their roster, except maybe the receivers, but it's going to be a challenge to beat Kansas City. I have Kansas City 32, Green Bay 21.
Okay. All right. Did we differ at all? Yes, San Fran and the Eagles, we differed, right?
Yeah, that's it. But everything else, we pretty much have the same score and the same.
Yes. Because we're so smart and we think alike. That's why. Because we're good at this, everybody. All right. I will quickly give you, Deb, my starts and sits for the week.
Let's do it.
As we touched on with the Eagles and their defense, I do have Brandon Ayuk as a start this week. I know he can be hit or miss, but I think he's going to be a hit, as we had just explained. Eagles up front are fantastic. However, they have allowed the most fantasy points to opposing receivers more than any other team. So I like Ayuk this week. I'm all about matchups. I like Najee Harris this week. I know the narrative out there, he's losing touches to Jaylen Warren, but actually that is not true. Over the past 4 games, he's outproduced him and he's received more touches. They've got the Arizona Cardinals this week. And Deb, Cardinals are giving up 29 points on average to opposing running backs. So Najee Harris for you guys this week. And as I said in the Broncos-Texans matchup, I do like Courtland Sutton because I think the volume is going to be there, because obviously the Broncos are going to have to score and keep pace with CJ Stroud, who is coming back down to earth, but still on fire. My sits. I know some of you are streaming quarterbacks. I get this a lot in my DMs. You just kind of don't know which way to go. Hey, and I'm all for the fantasy football questions in the DMs, not some stuff that you guys send me.
We'll talk about later.
We'll get to that in a minute. So I know a lot of you are streaming quarterbacks. Sometimes I do it too. You don't have a choice of bye weeks and injuries, and this is sometimes just how it goes. Matt Stafford, he's a sit for me this week. I know he's coming off a 4-touchdown game, but they've got the Cleveland Browns, and that defense has allowed the fewest fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. That defense is something serious, so I would not start him this week. Drake London, another hit or miss guy. But the Falcons have the Jets this week. And as we just explained in the beginning of the show, the Jets have a really good defense. So if you, they've allowed the fewest fantasy points to opposing receivers. So if you don't have to play him, I would not. And finally, Tyler Lockett, just not a great fantasy year for him. It's not all on Tyler Lockett. I think, he could pop and have that big play. I just do not think it's coming against the Cowboys this week. So
sounds good, guys.
Some sits.
So let's discuss your DM. What's going on? By the way, I'm obsessed with the fact that you get these. By the way, what's the latest?
Told you guys last week or the week before. You've got to DM Deb some of this.
I know. Please, just like one. I just want one. Can someone just?
just one. Okay, so really, this whole thing stemmed from remember me saying like people are just asking me to wear things, right? I'm just getting like DMs like, can you wear this, that? And the whole thing stemmed from, we saw on Thanksgiving, Dolly Parton did wear the DCC uniform. I said I wouldn't, but I joked. She looked amazing.
Oh my God, I want to be her.
Guys.
How old is she now? I mean, has to be in her late 70s, right?
I think she's 77.
They're tiny.
I know. So tiny. Like she looked like a bombshell, and a couple people gave her hate for that, but
absolutely not. Oh, she needs to be praised. I mean, do you know how hard that is? I mean, granted, she's a millionaire and probably has had some work done. I'm sure she'll agree with that, but I don't know her. But I mean, come on, it's Dolly Parton.
So I had said that like I wouldn't do it for any price, and then I joked and said I had a price, and so of course I had the Bengals jersey on, and then everybody said I hated poor people because of my food takes, and so I got the Paris Hilton shirt that said stop being poor, and I just leaned into all this and basically make fun of myself. So I got a DM. I don't know if it was real or serious. I did put it on my Instagram story because I just think it was so funny that they rather see me dress up in as Brian Dable and cut off sweatshirt with the play chart and like the whole deal. And I was just like with the little fire emoji, and like that's hot. That's way hotter to see you dress up as Brian Dable in a hoodie with your cut off sleeves. And so I posted that on my Instagram story. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, Deb. I mean, people are weird. Maybe he's got like a coach fetish.
Yeah.
I
want to fire them all, and he wants to.
Yes, you want to fire them all. You know what the crazy thing is? I actually get this Brian Dable request. This is more than once I've gotten this request.
That's interesting. I mean, would you ever do it for like a Halloween thing, or
you know what?
Sexy on Halloween, but
no, I don't. Yeah. A sexy Brian Dable. I
don't think it would work. Yeah.
But you know what? If anyone can pull off a sexy coach, I think it could be me.
Hey, I agree.
I mean, maybe I could try. But again, everybody.
I wonder if everybody would know who you are, though. Like, that's, you know what I mean? But it's just strange. That's weird. Okay.
It's strange that I get multiple requests to dress up like Brian Dable.
Yeah. Strange.
I don't know. Among other things. But hey, guys, you know what? Feel free to send them to Deb, too.
I just want to see what people would say.
Dress up as Nick Sirianni. Can you do that, Deb?
I mean, that would be weird. Okay, but
yeah, that's what I mean. Some of it is
strange. Yeah,
some of it is very weird. Well, you know what was not weird? Our lovely episode back from our Thanksgiving break. I miss Deb. I miss talking about football because that's what we love to do. And we love that you guys came and hung out with us for an hour. We love that David came on with his brassy blonde wig. We're going to send him some toner so that next time he's a little bit more toned down, less brassy. Don't forget to please subscribe to the Fantasy Sports Corporation channel. We want you guys to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And also, don't forget, we are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. So use code BLONDE and you can play with some house money, honey. All right, guys, until next week, have a good one. And, no go Giants.
I know. We get to go Eagles.
Let's go Niners. How about that? Bye, guys.
Talk soon. Have a great night. Bye.